What we are trying to do in collaboration with the Caribbean Telecommunications Union is to demonstrate to people how information communication technology can be beneficial to their lives and how they can use it to increase their productivity in terms of what they're doing. The farmers can use ICT in terms of looking at pest distribution. The tourism stakeholders can use ICT in terms of marketing their services to clients across the world. The teachers can use ICT in delivering education in schools. And so these are the kinds of very practical things we want to demonstrate to people. For example, how to utilize the benefits that a smartphone gives you. The fact that you can do online banking. And so we have both BTL and Belize Bank that will be participating in the Roadshow to demonstrate the uses of these various kinds of technologies.
It makes a lot of sense what you're saying, but bear in mind that we still have communities throughout Belize that do not still have in 2012 access to electricity, access to phone communication, access to the internet, that kind of thing.
And that is so true, Marian. In fact, we know exactly the numbers. We have over 100 of our villages, 105 villages that currently don't have any kind of ICT infrastructure.
Right at Jaguar Pa, that's in the middle of the country.
Yes, and we also don't have, we have 43 of our communities throughout the country that have no electricity, no power. And so what we're trying to do is twofold. One is that we're taking the ICT Roadshow to the communities for them to see the kind of benefits that come from it, to create a kind of support. And then the ministry is very keen at trying to explore renewable energy sources so that they can in those communities, so that then we can bring in the ICT infrastructure afterwards, because we recognize there's a link between, you can't have the ICT infrastructure if you don't have the energy.
Indeed.
And so that's the first phase. The second phase now is to work with the telecommunications providers to increase the access where these communities can now tap in to the ICT.
So it will be a matter of demand and supply in those areas?
Well, we are hoping. I mean, in some cases, some of these communities are so far away and the populations are so small that it doesn't make it feasible from a business point of view. But we're hoping to work very closely with these companies as part of their corporate responsibility and as part of identifying funds to take these internet and ICTs to these communities. And so the ministry has a strategic plan that we launched last week, and in there we recognize that there are these challenges and we're working hard to try to bridge these.
Okay, well, in this technological era, we seem to be outsmarting ourselves. We're trying to keep up with our own selves. Last year's discussion, I'm sure, wasn't the same as this year's, and it won't be the same next year. What is it this year that's the underlying message?
Well, the underlying message is that as a government, we recognize the need to connect everybody as fast as possible. We also recognize that there's a direct link between access to information, access to energy, that is required for economic growth. If we don't get these people connected, these communities connected, as the minister indicated in her speech, we are relegating them to being outside of the economic development in Belize. We want to change that. And so as part of the first initiative is to bring the Caribbean ICT Roadshow to Belize, to create a national support for the use of ICT in Belize. And so there's a public awareness going on. This is the first stage. Now we need to foster that support and participation of the private sector to assist the government in making this a reality.